Hi, welcome to Wholeheartedly for the Lord Bible Journaling with Sherry. Today's process video will be a digital tips and tricks kind of video. I wanted to start a video on Magic Eraser. They've done an update, and initially I wanted to just scrap it, just throw it away because it had changed so much, but I'm realizing that it changed for the better actually, and once you get used to using it, you can see there's so many options to use with Magic Eraser that was not there before, and I'll get into that. It's also a one-time fee. Some people have bought it for free or downloaded it for free, but I purchased it, I think, for $9.99 per year, and it's worth it for me for what I do digitally. It's perfect. And then with the new update, there are some great things that you can do that you couldn't do before. So I'm going to start sharing some Magic Eraser updated tips with you guys for those of you who are new to digitally journaling or who have Magic Eraser but do not know how to quite navigate around these new elements and features that are there. So we're going to go through this and learn this together. So I'm going to start out with a basic tip today, and then we will progress on to more complex things as time goes on. Okay, thank you for watching. And remember, if I can digitally journal or plan, you can too. I've told you my struggle with trying to get into this whole genre or area of journaling, and it has been a game changer for me. I still love the paper and hand kind of feel. I love that. I will never get rid of that. I'll always love a book in my hand, but digital journaling and planning and reading and things like that are convenient for on-the-go lifestyles. So thank you for watching, and let's start with some new tips and tricks, and I hope you are inspired to digitally plan or journal, and I can walk you through it because I know what it's like to be stuck and can't get it and really don't have a lot of people to help you along the way. But thank God for someone who did take out the time and tell me what to get and how to do it, and it worked for me. So let's see how these tips and tricks work. Thank you for watching and take care. Please leave any questions or concerns you want down below, and I'll be happy to address them. Any Magic Eraser or digitally planning or journaling questions, I will be happy to do a video and to address those issues with you. So let's start out with some tips now. Before we get into any tips, we have to change our PDFs into a PNG. So this is a Cello Creates kit that I want to use. It's already in a PDF, and I'm going to change it into a PNG. This is the Magic Eraser app. This is what it looks like. And we're going to go piece by piece on how to change your PDF into a PNG, because not everyone this is for iPad users, not everyone makes their kids into GoodNotes or automatic PNGs. Cello is starting to do that, so that's a great place to start. But you may have some Bible journaling kits from other shops that are PDFs, but you want to start using them digitally. Here is where Magic Eraser comes in. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take a screenshot of your PDF. I have to hold the top button and the up arrow on my volume, and it will snap a picture. Now you have some choices. I'm going to crop out some extra edges that we don't need, and then what you want to do is you want to hit in the left hand corner, done. Now I'm going to zoom in and out, but I'll try not to do it where it'll make us dizzy, so just bear with me. I want to do this slow so that you can get it. I don't want to rush through any tutorials, so just bear with me. If this is something you want to learn, then you'll stay. You have an option to save it to photos or save to files. That's not something you want to do right now, so we want to save it to photos. Once we save it to photos, then we can go into the Magic Eraser app. So let's click on Save to Photos, and then we're going to open up our Magic Eraser app. So we are in the Magic Eraser app, and you want to click on Photo. So after you've made your screenshot and saved it to photos, you click on the photo that you want to bring in. Our photo is here. You have a lot of options with sizes. I just leave it on custom. I don't even pay attention to the other sizes, and I click on Done. I've slowed this part down because I really want to explain something here. When you go into a magic eraser and you hit done, it's going to automatically wipe out just about everything on your screen. Only if you have a kit such as this one, which doesn't have a lot of like black lining around it, like more definite lines, it won't erase that much. But this one, she didn't have a lot of definite lines, so it erased a lot. But I'm going to show you how to fix that. The first time I saw that, it just drove me crazy. But I found a simple way, or there's a more simpler way of getting your elements back on. You have two ways to do it. In the left hand corner, there is an arrow. You hit that and it will restore everything back on your screen, and you can start fresh, or you can hit the restore button, and we'll go into that shortly. If you look at the bottom, you have eraser, restore, wand, and I don't even bother with invert. But if you hit the restore button, it'll put everything back. If you hit the back arrow button, it'll bring the whole PDF file back in, or the photo back in, you see? So you have two choices. They do the exact same thing. It's whichever one you want, or whichever one is easiest for you. Now we're starting back to where the original magic eraser was. So now you have the option to go into your wand tool and tap on any white space to get rid of the white space. The reason why you want to change a PDF into a PNG is because when you go to start journaling or planning, you don't want white backgrounds on your paper. You don't want the opaque. You want to be able to remove elements individually without any white space. So I can take off just the ladies, or I can just take off the mug, or just the books, or just the flowers, and I won't have that white background. So we're going to click on the wand tool, which is your magic eraser. It magically erases those white areas. So I'm going to show you a sample. If I click on the inside of that coffee splash, it'll remove it. You see, it'll make it a transparent background, but we want to hit all of the white space and it will remove everything. Now, the only thing that is left is to go into some little small areas and get rid of those white areas, just in case you decide to use a background that's not white. If it's white, you don't have to worry about those letters having the white markings on the inside. But if you're using something other than white, it will show up, and it doesn't look nice to me. It just kind of looks trashy or looks unkempt. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap in there and remove some of those words. You see the white spaces in the word drink coffee? We're going to remove that. That little toolbar right there changes the size of your point. If you have a bigger space area to clean up, you would use that. But since it's a small, intricate area, I try to move my percentages down lower to see. And if it's still too big, then I'll make it even smaller. But you see how that tip, there you go. You see, you just tap it and it'll remove it. See, those are really small, so you might want to zoom in, pinch it, zoom it in, and just tap in those areas. Sometimes it'll remove the whole word, then you just hit that back arrow and bring it back and start all over again. But it doesn't happen too often, but if it does, you just hit the back arrow and it'll bring it back. See, I just hit the back arrow and I'm going to bring in that cup piece back in because I don't want that transparent. And once you get the dexterity of it and that hand-eye coordination going on and that muscle memory, you'll begin to just work this with like second nature, and you'll just tap in those white areas. I have some areas up top in the wording that I need to get rid of, so I'm just going to zoom it in. It's better to zoom in because you can really see it, and you'll see a couple of times where I will hit it and the word will disappear, and all I do is go to that left-hand corner and hit the back arrow. Did it do it here? Nope, it didn't do it here. There's some place where it happens, but if you ever make a mistake, you can always do the back arrow. Now, if you notice where that cup is, it needs to be restored. So I hit the restore button so I can see what I need to color in. And then I get my bar, my percentages of how big I want my tip to be. And I began to color in here is where kindergarten kicks in, where you have to stay in those lines. And so it's important to stay in the lines if you know you're not going to use this with a white background. If you're going to use a white background, don't worry about it. But if it's going to be anything other than white, you want to be as exact as you possibly can. So I'm just kind of outlining it. And what that restore button does, you see how it just kind of puts like a transparent sheet over it, and you can see what you need to color in and what you need to remove, if that makes sense. So I'm going to pinch back out. I'm just looking around to see if I need to color anything in. Nope, that mug I was going to color in, but I don't need to. It's black. I didn't know it was black. I didn't pay attention. And so I'm kind of scrolling around. I don't want to get into where those books are. I'm going to leave that alone. The flowers, I want them to have that white on the inside, but if you don't, pinch it in, zoom it in, and just start tapping it to get rid of the white on the inside. You may just want the pink outline. So I also noticed that the ladies, these little booty shorts, the little summer booty shorts, is not coherent. On the left hand side, she has her frays that are white, but then they're taken out on the right side. So I want to color in those frays just to make everything kind of cohesive and consistent. You know, we don't want anything that's inconsistent. So I'm just going to color that in. Okay, so I have it pretty much the way I want it to be, and now I'm going to click on it. That is what the PNG looks like, the transparent background, and now I'm going to be done with it. I'm finished. So I can hit the check mark up in the right hand corner and save my file. Once you hit the check mark, you have the option to save it to your photos or save it to files. Now that it's a PNG, I want to save it to my files because I want to make sure I have this PNG forever. If you save it to your photos and after, I don't know what the time frame is, but after a while it converts back to a PDF. That's annoying. So on your iPad, save it to your files. I keep all of my kits, I suggest this, but you don't have to, in their own folders. Whatever shop I buy from, I make a folder for it. So I have a Cella Creates folder, and I'm just naming this. Sometimes you should name it the actual title of the printable, but I forgot what it was. So I just put Coffee with Jesus. And I'm going to my Cella Creates folder. I'm going to tap on the folder to open it, and then I'm going to hit save. Now it's there. I don't ever have to change this to a PNG again. That's another update that wasn't there before. So that's a good thing. Save it to your files so you can have it forever, and also save it to your photos if you want to use it immediately. So I save mine in both places because I know eventually in the photos it's going to go back to a PDF. So there we have it. Now we're done. Let's get into a tip. Okay, tip 1, the outline. Let's say you have this kit, which is right here, but you want to add a little color or you want to outline your elements. What we're going to do is we are going to hit the check mark up in the right hand corner, like done or check mark, and it's going to take you to some options down below. And so I'm going to zoom in so you can see what some of those options are. In the future, we will get to those options on the left, but we're not going to worry about that today. Today we're going to go into those 3 dots which say more underneath. I think I zoom in so you can see a little closer. So we're going to hit those 3 dots. There we go. Well, kind of. I pulled it in slowly. Let's zoom it back up or move it. There we go. I'll move my tablet up. So we're going to hit more. And once you hit more, it's going to open up to a whole new list of items that you can do in Magic Eraser. Again, these are all new things that were added to Magic Eraser to make your Magic Eraser experience more functional and fun for you. So let's click on more. And this is what pops up: replace, shadow, outline, edit, cutout, adjust, flip, duplicate, and delete. Today we're going to do the outline and the flip, and I'll be done. Thank you for your time. I hope this helps. We're going to do this little by little. So let's click on outline and let's see what happens when we click on outline. I did show this in another video, but I wanted to have a separate video for you so that you may want, in case you want to just work on Magic Eraser and you have something slow that you can speed up, pause, and work with. So I'm going to click the word outline, and it's going to immediately outline everything on that page. Okay, click on outline and look how it outlines everything in white. Now you see the pink bar up top that increases the strength or the thickness of your outline, and look how pretty that looks by itself. And you put that on a dark page, forget about it. And those are all of your color palettes below that will change according to the color that you tap. So let's tap on a couple of colors so you can see how it outlines the wording, and then it outlines all of the other, then it outlines all of the other images. Isn't that great? So we can match your color scheme on any of your planners or your digital journals. Now, up at the top, once you're done, let's say this is the color that I want. Up at the top right-hand corner, this is tip number 2. Now that you see you can change the outline of any PDF or PNG that you make, let's look at tip 2, which is flipping images. There are 2 ways to do it. Once you're finished with your PNG and you're in the outline and you're still in your options, you have the option in the right-hand corner where I'm circling to flip those images. Now, it's going to invert kind of or change the wording and flip the wording, but your images will flip the sides. I don't know about you, but I had struggled with, sometimes I have a girl that's facing one direction, but I really need her to face the other direction. I had to go through so much to flip the image. Magic Eraser has solved the problem for us. It will allow us to flip your images or flip our images so that we can place them on the pages the way we want to. So let's see how we flip an image, and it's just the tap, literally, of that button, and then the second way that I'll show you. If I tap it, watch the ladies switch, watch the mug and the coffee, coffee drink flip. You see that? Let's tap it again and see if it flips. See? They swap positions. She turns the other way, and the other young lady with the black hair, she turns the other way. The flowers on the coffee, what is that called? Like styrofoam? It flips, and then the mug, it flips the sides. So that is a great thing when the images flip. Again, notice I said images, not the words. Only your images will flip. Now our ladies on the opposite side. So it's a great way to flip images if you want your doll or your person to go in the other direction. And then the next thing is, let's say I'm done with it. I'm not flipping any images, or this is where I want it to be. This is the way I want. I'm going to tap on the check mark right there, and it's going to save everything, not to my files, back to my photos. So that's going to save to my photos. I chose to just save it to photos and not to my files this time because I may go in here. I can always pull in my original PNG and change the outline. That's super easy. So now that I'm done, I'm going to save it to my photos and use it in my next spread. Well, technically, that's what I would be doing. We are now at the end of my video. I know it's a little longer. My next tip, maybe I won't do it as long. I didn't think it would take this long, but with me, tutorials are important. I don't want to speed. I like to kind of keep it in real time. If I need to speed up, I will. But that's how we change a PDF into a PNG. And tip 1 and 2 is to change the outline on any of your PNGs, and also how to flip images. I only showed you one way to flip, which was the option that was there. My next tip will be kind of tip 2A, and I'll flip it under the more option on the iPad. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or concerns or anything you need me to repeat in the next video, please let me know. I'm going to try to do one each week if I can, maybe every other week, depending on the tip that I learn and that I can share with you guys. But I have a few that I want to share with you that I have kind of like in my holster ready to go off. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Once again, the video is long on purpose because I want you guys to get it. I want you guys to feel comfortable with digital planning on an iPad. Thank you for watching, and I hope you were inspired and encouraged. Take care. Bye.